Hey, are you tired of feeling guilty for liking wrestling? Because every time you like something, you gotta hide it because there's all types of people telling you how much they hate it, how bad it was, how much it sucked. Hate, 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 hate. Well, you come to the right channel because on this channel, you're only getting the positive things that happen on every show I watch. And I watch a lot of wrestling. A lot of wrestling. A lot of wrestling. So, I'm going to now give you a review each week or each day or anytime I do this. I don't know, man. I'm a busy person. I got things to do. But when I do watch something, I'm going to let you know how I feel about it. And this week, I watched AEW Dark, September 15, 2020, episode 52. And it had a lot of things that I liked about it. So, I might as well tell you on my new show, Jermaine Loves Wrestling. Let's start it off with the fact that they are continuing feuds on this secondary show that you are going to see on the main show, Dynamite, because Brandy Rhodes and Red Velvet's match was just the backline for Brandy Rhodes extending her rivalry with Anna Jay. She choked Red Velvet out the same way Anna Jay choked her out in that vicious Dark Order attack on the Nightmare family. They're leading up to a big matchup on TNT, some Tuesday event, because the NBA playoffs got them all out of whack. I don't know what's going on. I'm about to look it up, check it out. I'll let you know later. You go on to the second matchup. It's the Butcher and the Blade, and they took on Daniel Garcia and Kevin Blackwood. It's a normal Butcher and Blade match for AEW Dark. But pay attention, because that Daniel Garcia kid, he's got something. That dude can sell. He moves around well, and I think you're going to see a lot more of that dude. So if not anything, check out this young dude actually trying and putting forth the effort. I like that. The next thing I like is Penelope Ford. She's got that big wedding coming up with Kip Sabian and the best man. He's all involved in it. I ain't going to really talk about that right now because that wasn't on this show. She took on Danny Jordan, and that's who I'm going to talk about. I checked out Danny Jordan on that NWA show when they were debuting young talent and trying to give him a shot. I liked her. I seen something in her. And then she showed up on these AEW Dark shows, and it's the middle of COVID. I understand. Things weren't in the right places, and I ain't trying to be misogynistic or anything because, shoot, at some point I had some things that weren't in the right places neither. I had to get on track too once these gyms opened up, and she did it. She's put in the work. She's looking nice. She's got this nice thing going on with the burn book. I think there could be big things coming from her, and that's who you need to check out here. Someone else you need to check out, but you don't actually have to come to AEW Dark anymore to do it because he's already transcended to Dynamite. He's got a big 6-man tag match, a main event match. I'm talking about Will Hobbs. We've seen him come out and help Jon Moxley last week, and now he's in this main event world title storyline, and that's an example of why you should watch AEW Dark because he's been on this show for months. Grinded it out week after week, and he is a prime example, the first example of if you put in the work on the secondary shows, you can get noticed, you can get elevated. He wrestled Jesse Sorensen, who also has a tremendous story because if you remember, he was in TNA in around 2012, 2013. He had the football helmet gimmick. He had the match with Zema Ion, broke his neck, then got fired. He's been gone for a while. Well, he's grinding, he's back. He's changed his style, make sure that stuff's not in the game anymore so he can be more healthy, more safe. He's also changed his look. He looks completely different. If he had a different name, I wouldn't even know who he was. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So these two clash. Will Hobbs won. Jesse Sorensen looked good. Look out for both of them. Now, you won't believe this. Or you will. I guess you should since I said I'm all positive. Best match of the night comes from Colt Cabana and QT Marshall. Not only is this a continuation of the big Dark Order Nightmare family feud, which we talked about already a little bit in the first matchup, so they're continuing that story heavily here, But this match is just downright good. It had all kinds of stories in it. The QT Marshall Alley story, which is picking up with the Blade and Kenny and Eddie Kingston, that whole deal, and he's about to make him confront her over that relationship. The Colt Cabana and his weird feud and weird situation with the Dark Order, not feud, inner family, I don't know what to call it. They're weird, but he's in the group, not in the group. He's still boom, boom, Colt Cabana, and they're all like that. But this match is still good because all that story is infused with good wrestling, good psychology, not playing around, no hokiness or anything like that. This is the match to watch. It's the match of the day, the match of this show, so check that out. But what should have been the main event was Brandon Cutler versus Peter Avalon. These guys are a staple of AEW Dark, and I really don't know why, because they're both very talented and should be on Dynamite. I would replace a couple people and have Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon and Lita Bates on Dynamite. I think Brandon Cutler is severely underrated, and this matchup had the perfect finish for this feud. These guys have not won a match. They are 0-25, I think, is Brandon Cutler, and 0-26 is Peter Avalon. So someone was going to get their win, and everyone wanted them to have a double countout. And we got a double countout, baby. Counted to 10. What's the difference between 39 10? It was great. It was great. You can hear Taz. He popped immediately. He couldn't believe it. I was pleasantly surprised that they actually did that. It was a good matchup. They got a good story. Lita Bates don't know what to do. She got her head all down. It's blue. You know, it's still blue. But there you go with that. That's a good thing. And then the main event has good young stars in it because Austin Gunn and his dad Billy, they're the Gun Club. They teamed with Private Party to take on the Dark Order 1, the Dark Order 2, the Dark Order 3, and the Dark Order 4. And they actually have names, which is weird because 10 doesn't. And if he did, I don't remember. And why should I? Because they named him 10. And anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Dark Order, they beat Private Party and the Gun Club. Let's call them Private Club. Yeah, we'll call him Private Club. So, Private Club lost to the Dark Order, but Mark Quinn had a tremendous hot tag. It wasn't a finish, but if I was to get into that, then I'd sound like Jim Cornette. And I don't want to do that. I ain't trying to hate on the show. The match was still cool. Dark Order won. Dark Order dominant throughout the night, had a huge presence throughout the night, and then the show was over. So, that's it. You've watched your first episode of Jermaine Loves Wrestling, and with that, we need to give a drink to somebody, so we'll have us a drink here to Colt Cabana. Yep, you were probably the performer of the night. You get a drink. Thank you for watching the first episode. Let's subscribe to this channel. Let's actually get some views on this thing, because my last video had like 30 views, and I didn't want to tell nobody that, but someone told me, you need to be honest. Be honest with your fans and stuff. And I was like, all right, sure. Here you go. Last video had 30 views, so let's bump that up, okay? Subscribe, bam, hit it right there.